Hey. You know what time it is? All right. It is Discussions from the Den. Can you hear us now, Tate? We should be on. What's going on, everybody? It is Discussions from the Den.
Yep.
We're here
every Monday.
9 p.m. You messed up your narration. So let's do it again. Now you want to do some new stuff.
We are here every
Monday
at
9 p.m.
Listen. If you're watching tonight, we want to welcome you to another amazing show. We're talking tonight. navigating family friction.
Y'all talking tonight.
We see you in the comments. Y'all make sure y'all can hear us loud and clear. We want to make sure the
go.
sound is good for you tonight. Plus, we got hot topics and we've got culture tags.
Yep.
Lady T, you got that tea for us tonight?
You know I
You got that tea for us tonight? You got that tea for us tonight? You got that tea?
Yeah, it's supposed to be lit, boy.
Listen, y'all don't be shy in them comments tonight. Come on, let us know where you're watching from. We see you already hitting the
Where you
comments.
at?
We
Where
see
you
you in
at?
there. We see Stephanie Guy, Tina Duncan, Kyle Morris, Susan Matthews, Jocelyn Mumford. I hear Mama's in the comments tonight too, right?
Mom is there. Let me tell you something.
Hey.
If you get Mother Wilson on, you really got something good. Because if it ain't Law and Order, Mom ain't interested. I'm trying to tell you right now.
You know what we need you to do? We need you to share it tonight. Put it on your page. Let them know that Discussions from the Den is on. Tonight's going to be good, y'all. Tonight's going to be a good one. So we need you to tune in. Episode 5. We got a long way to go.
Kyle said, can he make us matching laptop skins?
Please?
I'm down for it.
No, I'm really down with that.
I'm down for it.
Does it come with free shirts and hoodies?
Bridget Battles, CEO lady, is in the comments. What's going on, Bridget Battles? We got Tanella Hall is in the comments. Nikki Cooper, Philly
That's
VA
my
is in the
style.
house.
Hey,
Hey. Listen, we're at 27. You know how we do? We raise an offering here every night.
Do we?
We need more viewers.
We need more.
We almost at our goal.
Almost.
We
We
almost
almost
at
there.
Coins.
If I
We
can
almost
just
at
get
our goal.
2 more shares.
Come on
He
here.
was about to make us
I'll be
lose some followers.
Bridget said, I'm shining tonight. I'm feeling like an R&B superstar tonight.
He real R&B, y'all.
That's the beaded jacket.
Baby, I know.
That's the beaded jacket. That's the beaded jacket.
Wait, can't do it
No,
again.
you only get one time. You only get one time. It's Discussions from the Den. Listen, we need y'all to share tonight. Put it on your page. Let them know this conversation is going down. It's the place where we've kind of mastering putting together spirituality with a little fun.
Yeah,
a little
gotta be
insight,
fun.
some
It gotta be
It's
fun.
a good balance, and that
It'll
is
be
the
fun.
one piece of feedback we always keep getting. The
Yeah.
show is a good balance.
Tynella Hall. Hold up.
Yeah.
Tynella Hall. I went to elementary school with her. We went to St. Ignatius for 8
Come on, connections.
years together.
Come on here.
Look at that.
Tynella, what's going on? We're glad to have you tonight checking out the show. 26 of y'all, but we can do better than that. We need y'all to share it tonight. Put it on your page.
Go
If you
get
guys
the
are
people
enjoying
up.
this.
Go get them up. Go
Listen,
get them up.
Tell them to come on.
Hey, and you know what? I haven't done this every week, but we are live from CWE Studios.
We are.
Hey,
We are.
from the Cameron Washington
We
Enterprises, and we got 2 views for you tonight. Wait a minute, we getting ready to get a side profile ready.
Hey, y'all see it?
it?
Y'all see it?
Hey.
Y'all see
it? So we want you guys to share tonight and join us. This show is going to be amazing. 29 of you are rocking with us now. We are on YouTube and Facebook, and we got to give it up for our assistant producer. She is the one, the only Tate Digital.
Yeah.
Digital.
Yeah.
Media is in the house.
Take. What up?
So let's get into tonight's show. We're going to
Let's
do
do
a
it.
couple things, but first of all, we always do here a weekend rewind.
Yep.
How was everybody weekend? What you
Weekend
do
was
this
good. So this weekend, I had a time to spend some time with the baby. She graduated from kindergarten.
Okay.
She sure did.
She headed to first grade.
Okay.
So she was just from one jumpy
With her
place to the
intelligent
next.
self.
She was just all up and down.
Yeah.
And so what was actually funny is I was jumping around, and like the pandemic,
Uh-huh.
you getting too excited. So like the pandemic, you add a little bit of weight for you.
Right.
So I was jumping with it, right? And I thought I was doing good, but I was
Jesus.
sweating really bad.
Jesus.
So I said, hold on, Tootie, I'm tired. She said, I'm out.
Her mouth.
She's
Lord
talking about-
Jesus.
That's because you fat.
Jesus Christ.
Yo,
Leave it to her to be the one to say it,
My
right?
God.
yo, so embarrassing.
My God. T, what'd you do?
I actually chilled out a lot this weekend.
Okay.
I did try a new restaurant.
Okay.
I didn't go to brunch though, but I tried it on Friday
The
night.
question
It's
is not
called
if you went to the restaurant. Did you go to church?
I went to a new restaurant called Sueno downtown. Guys, it's really,
Okay.
really good. Nice little
Okay.
Mexican spot. So definitely try it out. You guys know I'm always going to try to put you
Yeah.
down to the new spaces to go to in
Right.
Philly.
Okay.
But other than that, I was really home. I
No,
cleaned the lot.
but the question is, did you go to
I
church?
went to church.
Got it.
Yes,
You're not gonna let it get away from
No,
that.
I'm not.
You're
Sunday,
gonna let it get away from that.
not.
virtually.
I'm not.
Yes, Jesus.
I'm not.
Praise the Lord.
Let's see. What did I do this weekend? I started renovations here at the studio. As you can see, we got a
It
new
looks good.
background tonight. We're on our way
It looks
there.
good,
We're on
bro.
our way somewhere. And I hosted our ministers and elders. We had a food night and hung
Feed the
out,
people.
played some games,
Feed the people.
watched a couple of shows, and just had good fellowship time.
That's good
Wasn't
stuff,
no
man.
meeting. We didn't
Balance.
fall out on the floor.
Yeah.
We wasn't.
Yeah.
We
We
didn't
don't
do
need none of
anything.
that. We'll need none of that. We'll need none of that.
What is wrong with you?
We'll need none of that.
What did you guys do this weekend? If you did something exciting, put it in the comments. Put it in the comments.
Wanda Wilson Wortham, what's up?
Hey. Speaking of which, we got
Tim Wortham tonight.
Tim Wortham Jr. is with us tonight.
Yeah.
He's going to be sharing his new book, right? Yeah, it has to do.
Absolutely.
Sit, man, guys. Sit,
Yeah.
Sit, the man.
Hey, y'all, do me a favor. Do me a favor right now. While you are in the comments, let us know some topics that you want us to talk about
Yeah.
in
I
the
like
coming
that.
episodes. We still are doing some planning because what y'all don't know is that we extended the number of episodes that we got for this season. So do me a favor, hop into those comments and let us know what topics that you want us to cover within the next few.
It's a live show coming too.
It's
a live show coming.
We're going to tell you how you can get free tickets.
Yeah, free
You can
tickets
join
to
us
the live show.
We're going to have live performances, DJ. We're going to talk topics. We're going to go into the audience and get your thoughts. We're going to play some games.
Yep.
It's going to be lit.
We
It's
love
gonna
a
be
good
lit.
game.
It's going to be lit. It's going to be lit. It's going to be lit. All right. So before we do hot topics, because I know you got something juicy and spicy for us tonight,
And
we're
you
going to
know
do a
this.
little shoe feature tonight, brother.
Let's do it.
What you got on?
So tonight, for all my basketball fans, tonight I am rocking the Jordan 11 Retro Concord. Now, let me explain about these right here. So this right here, this is a beauty. This is a beauty. Mike scored many baskets in this shoe right here.
A classic.
Oh, definitely classic. You only wear these maybe once a year.
It's the shoe cam. It's the shoe cam. It's the
That's
shoe
it.
cam.
It's a
It's the
shoe
shoe
Once a year.
cam. It's the shoe cam.
Once a year.
Listen, we're glad you guys are rocking with us. 31 of you.
Let's do it.
Singing mood today.
Masha.
Oh,
Are rocking with us tonight. Oh, do that again. that came from down in your belly. That was a post-COVID tongue right there. Lady T has got the tea for us tonight. What's going on?
It's your girl, Lady T, and you guys already know that I'm coming to you with the latest and greatest gossip that is happening around our world, and most importantly, with our celebrities, right? And then I always end us off with a did you know fact, did you know topic that kind of aligns to what we're going to be talking about. So here we go. Word has it that there's circulating some rumors that K. Michelle potentially is getting new plastic surgery. Now you already know that she's been really candid about her previous experience of the black market and getting her butt enhanced that kind of led her to a near-death experience.
Yes.
And left some permanent disfiguring. That took about 4 surgeries to remove, but now they're saying her nose looks a little bit slimmer, her chiseled jawline, and even some lifted brows. So she may have got some new work done after her bad experience. You would have think she figured it out the first time.
So the question is, do we show the picture of the new look?
I think we should.
Do we show it? Are we ready for it?
You know, I
Oh,
Who was that?
who this woman?
don't tell me what God won't do.
Who this woman?
She looks terrible.
One day she looks brown skin, another day she's light skin. Soon she gonna be looking like Caitlyn Jenner.
Wow. I think we need to do that again. Before,
Who this woman?
Who that?
After.
Hoppo.
That's 2 different
This
people.
woman.
Before.
Go back.
after,
That's 2 different people.
after,
After.
before. Somebody say after this. Somebody say after this. After this. After this.
This. Oh, shot. There it is again. There it is again. You felt
shot.
that. And I'm
After
holding
this.
it.
Wow. That's a look. Ebony said, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, that's what we said. That's what we said. That's
Kyle
what
Morris said she looks amazing. We're gonna put that after picture up for y'all again.
What?
DK Michelle. Candy couldn't even say nothing. She just said question mark.
Hoppo, who this woman?
I think she looks good though. I mean,
That looks like 2 different
it
people.
definitely looks like 2 different people.
I ain't.
That's
peeing.
2 different people.
She don't look bad though.
God said He'll give you beauty for
Money.
ashes.
Give you beauty if you got money.
Good God Almighty!
Oh, my God.
What else you got for us tonight, Lady T?
So J-Lo and Ben Affleck have been pictured exchanging passionate kisses, apparently confirming weeks of rising rumors that they have rekindled a flame and some romance that was the big topic of discussion over 20 years ago.
Wow. So I think that goes in fitting with our conversation tonight because we're talking about navigating family friction. And it seems like she just got out of.
She was just messing with A-Rod.
Right.
She was just messing with A-Rod.
Right. And so they're talking about she's looking at schools, potentially moving to LA, uprooting her children. So that's part of our conversation tonight. Like, what role do your children play in how you determine relationships?
Tasha said, let our soror be. Soror, I know, but sis, gotta get it together. Love it dearly. Ooh,
wait,
to the sorors.
She a part of y'all gang?
Not gang.
They do got a gang.
So
you ever see them?
You know what? We're not doing this every week.
You ever see him on the campuses?
We're going to have you stroll one. Matter of fact, you should get up right now and
party
stroll.
walk.
Anyway, shout out to my stars of Now, don't get loud. I will jump across this table. They get on my nerves. So disrespectful. So disrespectful.
We just want to see a little. We just want to see you be great. We just want you to be great.
That's all right. We're going to have you praise dancing like you was in the background the other week. Anyway, you guys know that I love hitting this off with our Did You Know fact to end this segment.
She wrapped that up real quick, didn't she?
Right? So, did you know that more than 3 in 10 children grow up in broken homes?
Wow.
Yeah. Can't hear us. Okay.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. Technical difficulties, guys. But did you know that more than 3 in 10 children grow up in broken homes, and children from broken homes account for 70% of those in juvenile detention centers, 57% of all prison inmates, 63% of teen suicides, and 71% of teen pregnancies?
Wow. There's those statistics for you.
Shakes.
We're talking navigating family friction, but before we do that
situation,
we got a special guest with us tonight, Mr. Tim Wortham, and then we're going to play a round of culture tags. So y'all get ready, 34 of you, and guess what? You still got time to share. If you're just joining us, it's Discussions from the Den. We're here every
Monday
at 9 p.m.
9 p.m. Bro, tell us about our special guest tonight.
Yeah, so Tim Wortham, we actually were in ministry together a few years ago with Bishop Mars. I met him. We were at Fellowship Tabernacle together, and then we moved to Lighthouse, and he was the organist. Him and his wife and his daughter Morgan is my goddaughter.
Wow.
And he's just an amazing gift. We've had some, life experiences, and over time, love proves what really the value of relationships are.
Yes, sir.
And he's been there. His lovely wife Wanda, she's been amazing. She's always been a big sister to me. And he just wrote. He actually has a single out too. I forgot to get that part, but he just wrote a book called Daddy Issues.
Wow.
And it's on I think it's on Amazon, but he'll be able to talk to us more about it. But I wanted him to come on to just share with us a few things in regards to his book. So let's bring him on. Where is he?
Mr. Wortham, are you there? Can you hear us, sir?
Yes, I sure can. How are you?
All right.
There he is. So Tim, man, listen, you just wrote this new book. I mean, you're an amazing, I don't want to call you pianist, not a pianist, but keyboard. I mean, just music producer, writer. I mean, you got 6 packs now and, showing off, making all the people like me feel bad. But just share with us, man, what was the inspiration behind your book?
Man, I tell you, one day I was having a conversation with some friends, and we were all just kind of recounting our childhoods and some of the experiences that we had in common. And one of the common themes in the group was that we all experienced the absence of a father. And so I made the decision to at least write my story before I was sure that I was willing to share it with the world. But I felt like there would be something therapeutic and something cathartic in just kind of writing it out, even just for myself.
What was the nerves you had and putting it out? Like after you write, it's kind of like your thing, but when people going to read it, and like people going to judge, people going to try to add whatever they think they know to it. Oh yeah, I know what that story is about. How did you feel with publishing it and actually putting it out?
Man, it's funny because it's kind of like when people post a Facebook status and say, "I don't want comments." Right. It's like once you put something out there, you got to understand that there's going to be feedback, and not all of it is going to be positive. And so I had to get to the point where I was determined that if this book had the opportunity to help someone, it would be worth, whatever backlash I would experience as far as people potentially changing their opinion of me, having whatever thoughts, that couldn't be my focus if I was really committed to just being a conduit for someone else's healing.
How long did it take you to actually produce this? Have you been working on this for a while, or was this like a moment where you just hit a writing spurt and just kind of like just went with it and here you go, book?
So when I started the project, I was still working at the University of Pennsylvania. So I had my commute to and from work on the train. And so instead of Netflix or, playing a game on my phone or reading somebody else's book, I just wrote on every trip, a little bit here, a little bit there. I think I started with an outline of 15 chapters, and I ended up with 31 chapters.
Wow.
And so it was literally just adding to it day by day. I think I finished writing in maybe 6 months, and then it took another several months just to edit and rewrite and go back over it. And then I started the publishing process, which also took another few months.
So if you can give us just a little sneak peek of what we can expect inside of the book, what's inside of it?
So inside of it really is just my story, and I understand that my story is just that. It's my story. So there will be several people that I think might be able to relate, even though their story is not identical. And it's just, kind of what I went through when my father left the home, kind of how it impacted my development, how it impacted my sense of self and self-worth, and kind of the process to really heal from that and to overcome that to become the man that I am today, which is still ever evolving, still growing, still becoming better. But certainly have overcome a lot of those issues that just haunted me and tormented me for many years. And fortunately, God was gracious enough to allow my father and I to reconcile before his passing back in '95. So I thank God for that.
That's amazing, man. So listen, we got a lot of viewers on tonight. Tell them where they can go get your book.
The book is available online at Amazon and Barnes & Noble, and the Kindle version is in process. So hopefully it'll be ready soon. Man,
that's great. Hey, Tim, thanks for coming to hang out with us, man. We love you here at Discussions from the Den. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Family man, organist. He's amazing writer. And we're definitely going to grab that book, man. We may call you back on to talk about it a little bit.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
No problem.
Thank you.
Listen, everybody, go and grab it. Tim Wortham, Daddy Issues. Yeah. Go grab it. Let's support our own, y'all. Let's support our own.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So we're going to get into tonight's conversation in just a moment. But again, this is a place where we like to feature those who are doing great things. So if you're doing something, hit us up on Facebook, Discussions from the Den. Hit us up on Instagram. Let us know what you got going on. And before we do that, we still got 30 of you rocking. Let's do a check-in real quick. If you're rocking with us tonight, put it in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. You might have did it in the beginning, but hit us one more time. Let us know where you're watching from.
Let us know.
I've been having a great time doing this with you guys.
Man, this is a great show.
This is really
I enjoy it.
Fun.
Yeah.
It's therapeutic.
Yeah,
it
really is.
We've been getting some great feedback. I know you were sharing some feedback you've gotten. What's some of the things you've been hearing?
Yeah, man. So I talked to my mom, and she said, it's a great balance. Like, you can tell it's not a crazy show, but it's also not so spiritual.
Right.
She was like the fun, the laughter. But the thing that she said to me that stuck out, she spoke about the chemistry. And she was just saying, like, you can tell you guys have chemistry together. And she was like, it's just really fun. She actually got caught up on all the shows. So she's actually current right now.
One of my friends said the same thing. She actually was binge watching the last 4 episodes and was saying that it's really, really good.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been hearing the same thing. Been hearing great feedback about the synergy, the connection. Sure. And we want you guys are a part of this tribe. You're a part of this show. So we need your feedback on what topics you want to hear. You want to do a run through of shout outs in the comments? Who wants to hit it?
Yeah. So we got Tynella from Richmond, Virginia, Mother Wilson, Drexel Hill, PA, Lisa Lewis. That's one of my own. DMV. Jeffrey, that's another KDT baby. B-Mar, Ebony, Bronx, New York. We got Bronx in here, T.
Hey,
everybody want to be from New York.
New York. Susan, Pemberton, New Jersey. Yep. Spring said my living room.
Yes, right. First of all,
I can't with her.
We can't say what it was, but Spring got us together today.
Listen, real quick. She said, I got my question.
She was like, y'all got great ideas.
I got questions. This is what we need by this.
I got questions.
+2 is 4.
Now pray on it. But this is what we need.
I got questions.
We love Spring. I think I need her in my personal life. Be like, now let's look at these numbers.
Get my life in order, Spring.
Kyle threw a little bit of shade at us, but we're going to take it as a compliment. He said, this show is actually good.
It's the actually for me.
I love it.
No, we appreciate that. We appreciate that. We've got Kendra Barnes from the DNV.
That's one of my new babies.
Yeah.
Nikki,
Spring tore us up.
Michelle. EP Guy. There she is.
We see you.
There she is.
Yes, sir.
Karen.
Karen Moore.
She said I love spring. She must deal with you like that.
Yeah. They don't play. They be like, I got a couple like that.
Sir,
Like,
that sounds great.
What's these digits, bro?
Let's do this. We did it in the end of one of our shows, but before we get to culture tags, let's do a KDT and HC kind of shout out real quick again. 1700 Hope City Strong.
Yeah.
Throw them in the comments right now. You got a little bit of both of us.
1700 Strong. Hope City Strong.
Yeah, throw it in the comments.
Put inside the comments real quick.
And while we do that, we're going to play a round of culture tags, and then we're actually going to get into a really cool conversation about family friction, because I think a lot of us are potentially dealing with it, have dealt with it, have seen it. And so as a tribe, because we believe you guys are our family here, we want you to help us navigate this conversation tonight. Maybe provide some tactics. Maybe you got a family member you're not really fooling with right now, you're not really dealing with. Maybe you came from a broken home and you're trying to, kind of figure out things. We want you to help us tonight. Hey, I see him coming in. Hope City Strong.
There they go.
I see him in there tonight. I see him in tonight. 1700. Oh, 1700 going strong tonight.
There they go.
Going strong tonight. Going strong tonight. Hope City. Okay, I was saying Hope City. Don't leave me out here. Don't leave me out here.
There they go.
What did he say? He said 1700 no chase. I said no chase.
Hey, Jesus.
Give it to him straight, Lord.
Hey, Mom English, we love you. We love you. We love you. All right, so we're going to play a round of culture tags. You guys remember how we played this last week, and we give you a hashtag, and it's up to you to determine what that hashtag is. And it comes from several, I guess, phrases we can say within the culture.
Yikes.
The culture.
Can we do that? Can we do that?
Let's do it.
All right. So how we want to do this, I'm going to say, let's let the audience kind of figure it out. Now, I'm going to put a disclaimer out here. Stephanie Guy, you cannot comment because you were with us this weekend and we did some of these. So you can't give it away. 34 of you are on with us right now. Okay. So this is something that real deep saints say when you tell them something. This is something that real deep saints, they be like,
what?
Come on, they be like,
something my savior.
Yep. So you tell, not my savior. Oh, he got real.
He's so deep. Not my savior.
You got real strong on that. This is something they say, and the comments is getting slow too. So y'all must be over there contemplating. All right, let me give you another hint. This is after you tell them a story, and everything just isn't adding up. Everything isn't adding up. Y'all don't got it?
What?
No, I think your commentary.
Somebody said, won't he do it?
Your clues are clueless.
No, this is when you tell them, they be like, I don't know.
Won't he do it?
Yes, Tim Wortham.
Don't sit right.
That don't sit right with my spirit.
that is so deep.
Not
you said,
right
won't he do it, Kim? Now, where did you get that from?
All right, let's keep going. This is something that when somebody keeps aggravating you and they just won't stop, they're trying to get a rise out of you. And this is what you say to them.
Don't start nothing, won't be nothing.
Don't start nothing, won't be nothing.
Yeah.
Don't start no stuff, won't be no stuff.
You got that one. All right, let's see what else we got in here. Okay. This one became popular after the last election. Do you know it? Don't say it yet. After the last election. Come on in the comments. Don't y'all say it yet. Let's see if we got anybody in the comments. Y'all real slow tonight with this. Come on.
Put your thinking caps on.
I'm gonna say like you say when you be in meetings. K.
Okay, you got it. Thumbs up, everybody, if you got it.
Let's go.
There you go, Kendra. We did it, Joe.
I was going to be smart and say,
you're going to be the next
America
president of the United States.
We did it, Joe.
Oh my goodness.
All right,
Joe, we did it.
This is something when you mess up in front of the saints and you say this, and they be like, They be judging you, and you say this.
That's the easy one.
You know this one? Okay. We give you one more second.
Come on, y'all know this one.
After they be like,
When you do something you ain't got no business.
There you go, Karen. God knows my heart.
God know my
yeah, I punched you in the face, but he knows my heart. Yes,
goodness.
Renee. Yes, Jeff. Yes, Tim. God knows my heart. Y'all got that one. Okay. All right. Y'all want to do one or two more?
Let's do one more.
Okay.
One more.
Let's do. Let me see. Okay.
Mother Wilson, you use that one too? Mom got that comment.
This is something
is that tongues?
You know, when you got them, you can just go.
Not culture phrases.
Yes.
Apostle, can you translate that for us, please? For two Alex.
That's Hebrew for foolish. All right, this is something that Mama says to you when you get smart. She says this to you. She says, "Shakarabosa."
Oh my goodness!
Come on, this is what she says to you. This
Wanda said, "Is that tongues?"
I'm weak.
Oh my God! Somebody said that's the whole conversation.
But Ebony got it. Ebony, I brought you in this world. I can take you out.
That's because Ebony said that to her daughter.
Can you translate the tongues of this, please?
I'm playing, but if y'all don't, all right, keep playing. We'll go up in here. We'll turn this table. My God.
Me and Will be looking at each other like, so.
Can't play with it too long.
That escalated quickly.
With it too long. It's discussions from the den. We are here every
Monday.
Every Monday night, we're here talking to you, giving you a little bit of fun. But at the end of it, we want you guys to leave with something that empowers you and strengthens you. And so tonight we're talking navigating family friction. I'm going to, with a level of honor, be a little transparent tonight and share some things. And I told them that if they don't share as well, I'm just going to go into a dead stare into the camera.
Show us how you're going to stare at the screen.
I'm trying to figure out how far I can go with this, and we had this conversation already.
Yeah, I know. So we're going to share with you guys, but we also want to, to a level, be respectful. But here's how this show works: is we need your help. Tonight is about helping one another. Oh no, we lost our camera. Okay, let's go to side view. Tonight is about helping one another, and so we want you guys to get in the comments with us and help us to navigate through this. So we can figure out. Did we lose it? We lost that view. All right. Shut that one off so we don't have an echo. Just shut it off all the way. There we go. Perfect. So tonight we're talking navigating family friction. Right. I'm still hearing the echo, Shireen. Let me grab that phone for me because we want to make sure that you guys can get in that. Just bring me the whole phone. Bring me the whole thing.
Testing 1 2.
There we go.
There we go.
Perfect. Thank you. That's why we got Take Digital on our team. That's why we got it here.
That's right.
So I want to talk about this tonight because I think it's important. 31 of you are on with us right now on Facebook and YouTube, navigating family friction, because the truth is that a lot of times we're dealing with family friction and there's really no guidance on how to deal with it, right? So family friction comes in all different ways, whether it's sibling relationships, whether it's a disconnection with a parent. And so we kind of really had a discussion before the show about how we were going to navigate this conversation, but there are so many areas of family friction. And when we talk about friction, I think friction is not always just an argument, but it can just be a level of disconnection, right? A level of disconnection. So I would definitely, start the conversation, and I want you guys to share with a level of transparency. Although this is a live show on public platforms, we know that we've created a safe place here. And so we want you guys to share and help. But, one of the things that I wanted to share is a lot of the relationship between me and my father. That we navigated, and we're now in a great place where my father is a member of my church. But there was a season of disconnection for us, just based upon history, right? My parents were 18 when they had me, 17 and 18. My mother was 18 when I was officially born. And during that time, my father was a young guy. He wasn't really, expecting a child or anything like that. And so we went through, definitely ups and downs, seasons of disconnections. But one thing that really helped us was having a conversation to really understand where both of us were and being willing to move forward. And I think a lot of navigating family friction is somebody has to be willing to at least try. But the question we want to ask you guys tonight is, what do you do when you get tired of trying?
That's a great question.
What do you do when you want a relationship or you want things to be better, but you don't feel like you're being met halfway? And what are your thoughts?
I think for me, if I can be honest, my father passed, but the joy that I got to see was he actually got saved in my house before he passed.
Wow.
But I'm gonna be honest. I mean, there was a stretch of time where I stopped trying to reach out, and I stopped trying to work things out, trying to see him. Even when I became older, because once my mother and father got divorced, and which I can say was like the cleanest divorce I think I've ever seen in a family before.
Yeah.
Like I remember them distinctly, and I was young, but I remember them getting divorced, but I remember it being a clean separation. Now I'm sure they both had feelings about it.
Sure.
But neither me or my brother, had any kind of like the fighting, the arguing, none of that. We didn't experience any of that. But I remember, when my father didn't make it to any of my graduations, especially my college one. I was done. I was like, I'm done. I'm done talking to him. I'm done reaching out. If I see him, I see him. If he calls me, he calls me, and I lived by that, and I don't necessarily think that was the best thing to do. But in that moment, I felt like I had did everything that I should do as a child. Yeah. And so I just kind of was like, I'm done with it.
Yeah. For me, I went through that same kind of phase where my parents were never married. They had me in high school, and then I had step parents from about the time I was about 3 years old on. And for me, I went through a season where I didn't know where I belonged. And so it made me very isolated. All of my siblings had their parents together, and here I was kind of like in the middle. And it did cause moments where I began to act out. So I went through a season where isolated. I went through a season where I had very bad temper. I went through a season where I just started stealing for no reason. I wasn't doing good in school. So there were a lot of different things that when I was able to track that back, I was able to navigate. But it really came down to just having some of those discussions. And to be honest, there's still some discussions I need to have in certain areas, but I think that's important. But I also think that, a lot of times there is this hidden kind of rule that you put up with anything when it comes to family. Yeah. Right. So one of those prime examples is I watched things like, and I'm going to talk more about my story as well, but I watched, many of you probably watch Housewives, right? And so Candy's mom on Housewives is just very, she just loud. Seems to always cause conflict, right? Yeah. And Candy seems to always be like, well, that's my mom, right? And so
she doesn't check her when she needed to be checked.
So what do you think about that? Do you think like, what is and you all comment too, like, how does that work? Like, is it, well, that's mama, so mama can say what she wants. So
I don't personally have this experience, and I hope my mother will be okay with me talking about this. I know my mom had conflict with her mother, and there was something like things that were going on there, and I watched my mom navigate that, where she had to get into a place with herself to recognize there are just certain things that I cannot force her to change or view or make her change or make her see. Yeah. So there's a level of grace that I have to give and extend in that sense, and making sure that one, I'm always respecting her as my mother. Sure. But what I also recognized that my mom did was she made very clear boundaries for her. Like if her capacity was too full, where she had to like kind of step back for a moment just to get herself together, recognizing that I have to be able to do work in a way that kind of sets me up to be okay. Certainly. Even if somebody else doesn't. Yeah. To one, make sure that I am not burning a bridge with somebody that I'm very close to and that I have to be connected to regardless. Sure. Yeah. But two, making sure that I am still okay. And that level of ownership of her own process of healing within that, even if it's not necessarily cohesive, is one of the things that really stuck out to me when she went through that work.
Yeah. Stephanie Guy says it doesn't mean you stop caring, but the energy may be better spent elsewhere. When the time is right and when both parties really decide they want it, I'll come back. It'll come back. I'm a witness. I agree. And Tasha is saying she agrees with you, Tiara, as well. Donna Wilson is saying not at all. And Jocelyn Mumford is saying, if you're toxic for me, then you're toxic. Need to protect my peace.
And that was the biggest thing.
I agree.
That was the thing. It was like, it was her peace is what she needed. Certainly.
I just told somebody that the other day who was dealing with the same thing. Your priority must be your peace. Yeah. I don't care who it is. And I think a lot of times family can take advantage of that because they feel like you're supposed to put up with that.
Yep. I can love you, but there's still a boundary.
Oh, most definitely. I have divorced many members of my family several times when I just need a minute. I just need some peace. And I heard, I think it was Oprah who said that sometimes you just have to have that moment of separation.
Yep.
But I also think that there has to be a mutual meeting ground to have conversation that is meaningful.
Now, see, now that's where I like to go with it, right?
Yeah.
Because I think there's a level of protecting your peace, and I agree with that. I think it's important. I don't think you should be in any space that is toxic or can weigh you down.
Right.
What I would err on the side of saying, and I think this is from when I look at me and my father's situation now, I feel like there were some conversations I should have had before he passed, right? So when you said, you know, there's still some things I need to talk about,
Right.
I want to encourage you to do it, because there are some things I want to say that I can't say, right? And then when I look at where I am now, like my daughter's here, but he'll never see her. He'll never know her, right? I'm a pastor. He'll never be able to see that, right? And so, you know, a lot of the things that I dealt with was a result of me despising what I saw so much. Right?
Now, here's and I want to. This really could be like a 3-part, because there's so we're just scratching the surface.
Sure.
And to be very honest and transparent with you, there's things that I personally want to share, but I feel like we have to kind of really spend some more time talking about this. So we might have to come back to that. But I do want to talk about right after I read Anika's comment. Anika said, "I learned that forgiveness is for me.
Right.
So I had to forgive and put space between us until the right time comes to deal with it." That triggered something for me, because it may, and I haven't personally dealt with this, but it made me think about a lot of family friction is also caused by violations of young adults and youth, right? There's a lot of family friction that happens, and the root of it comes to molestation, rape, different abuse, you know, different things like that. And so I think for a lot of people, it's like, where do you even start with that conversation, right? Where do you, and so what do you guys think?
How is that something that can be reconciled?
Yeah, and we want you guys, if you're free enough to share that, you know, where does that conversation start? Because a lot of people are dealing with it. And let me tell you something. I don't care how old you get, you inside always go back to that 12-year-old. Always go back. We've seen it with so many people. I've seen Tyler Perry tell his story. We've seen others. You always, that part of you,
they become a grown child.
Exactly. And then what happens is it filters into your adult relationships.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Without a doubt.
Yeah, not just molestation, but even abuse. You know, the moment that person raises their voice in a certain way, it triggers something for you.
I think even control.
Oh yeah, right? Absolutely.
Like even
manipulation.
Like that mind control, you know, causing people to become puppets. They get into relationships and they do the same thing, right?
And even if we go beyond just like the violations of those pieces, just experiences in general, right? Like I had my father, I had my mother, and both of them were really active, but it was in two totally different spaces. And me being somebody, even as a young age who was very attentive to things that was happening, I could see the friction in their co-parenting.
Right.
Which internally had some impact on how I viewed myself and where I belonged in family. Because on my dad's side of the family, my stepmother helped raise me. Like,
likewise,
she's been around my life since I was 2 years old. So I went there and I see a 2-parent household with my siblings there. And it's like, but I want that. And I had to go home to my mother, where it's just me, my mom, and my sister. And while both of those were very two complete holistic families, because I seen the friction between them two, it kind of put me in the middle to kind of deal with that. And thinking about like how I view relationships now, and even some of the relationships that I desire. That's why I'd be like, to everybody on the kids, because I really want a 2-parent household when I have kids. Like those are some of the things that are just like non-negotiables for me. And I think I urged that so much because that was something I urged so much when I was coming up.
When you said that, and then I want you to read some comments, bro. When you said that, it also made me think about how much we expose our children to, right? Yeah. So without
not even knowing it too.
Oh no, and that's what I was going to say. So not going, too deep, and I would never dishonor my parents. I didn't grow up with my father, but I feel like as a child, I maybe saw things that I didn't realize until now had an effect on me. And it was literally I want to call it a spiritual moment where it was like my life replayed. And I was like, okay, this is why this is, right?
That's where that comes from.
Right. Underlying tension, from different things, abuse or just different things, and being able to reconnect that. But I think that part of reconnecting that is building a space within your family where you can have a conversation and it doesn't seem like judgment, right? Because I think there's a lot of parents who may have done things or children experience things, but that conversation to them, because they're in a place of feeling bad, it comes off as judgment, and now it creates friction. Versus,
and I think that transparency and level of conversation is important. Like, and I won't go into details, but I had to have some conversations with my dad at a very young age to understand what was the reason behind so many things. But the glory in all of that is that our relationship.
Come on, Gloria.
Don't start. Our relationship is so much tighter than what it was. And he's always been around. Every monumental moment of my life has my father in it.
Our stories are so similar. I didn't realize that.
You have my father in it. With his camcorder, we can go to his house. There's a box full of videos of me when I was 2 years old. Like every monumental moment he was there. So it wasn't a matter of him not being present, but there were some things that took place that he had to answer to. And because he was able to kind of have that transparent conversation with me, helped our relationship become a lot stronger, because now I'm your child, but you're also dealing with the adult too.
Absolutely. Yeah, that same way my father and I, we never had argumentative friction. We just had more so disconnection. But now, you know, he's like my best friend. You know, for sure.
That's great.
Bro, I'm going to highlight some of the comments. You want to read some of the comments?
Yeah, Stephanie Guy said, my hardest struggle has been people respecting my lines. I definitely, you know, I recently, you know, in having a conversation with my mom, I realized that, you know, sometimes you can desire for friction not to be there so much that you miss the fact that you are actually crossing somebody's boundary to be in a space of peace, right? So it's like, no, like you need to have a conversation. You need to, you know, you need to talk. And this person was like, no, I just need to put this line right here.
It becomes
right
avoidance.
Now. Absolutely.
Yeah, certainly.
Sure.
All right, you want to read some more?
Yeah, as far as my father, I still don't know who he is, but I thank him for showing me all that I didn't want for my for my family.
Wow.
That's a powerful statement right there.
Yeah, thank you for
that's a powerful statement right there.
Certainly. Let's see what else we got in here.
Violation. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Wanda is agreeing. Anika says,
when reconnected, it started by the person telling me where they were and explained that they didn't know how to respond to their personal issues. Now see, when it comes to restoration, I think that's the part that's missing, right? Because we can have conversations all day, but if we're not going to come with a humble mind and let's sit down and have this open and honest dialogue, it's like, listen, we done had the friction long enough. Like, we're not coming to the table to butt heads again. Like, let's sit down. Let's really put it on the table. And I think if we had more honest conversations, I think it would eliminate a lot of the family friction that we see.
Makes me think of Iyanla Van Zandt. Y'all know I love her to death. Like, it's confidential. She's confrontational, but I love her in a sense that she really forces people to see the humanity in people. And like, these are opportunities where you have a grown adults who are still living in childhood experiences. And for the first time, they are able to step out of being the child and look at their parent as a human, to recognize, one, the lingering trends that have already been going on within their families, like these generational curses, and recognizing that they didn't even have the tools and capacity, because a lot of the experiences that they inflicted on one person was because it was directly inflicted to them. So these were the tools that was given to them. But
what you said right there is so important, is we have to look at that there are lines of generational curses and lineage where, if you really trace it back, you can understand where that's coming from. I think a great deal of empathy can come into play. And then I think that's where the healing comes in, because now we can look at you as a whole person. You're no longer just my mother. Now you're a human that has real life experiences. And when I can see where the fact that you're even stuck in your childhood, then I can look at you from a different view, and then we can begin to heal.
You know what's interesting? I want to say maybe 3 years ago, my mom is on here, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, it was Mother's Day. And me and my brother, we took her out to eat. And for the first time, I saw my mom in a different light. Now, my mom has always been supportive. Like, she was that mom. I mean, when I was in college, she drove up to Reading every home game. If I was playing in the city, wherever, she traveled, tournaments, basketball, whatever it was, she always supported me. And I remember this Mother's Day, she sat down with us, and I'll never forget it. She just like put it on the table. Like, I'm talking about stuff she just shared a side of her with us that I had never experienced before. And I was like, well, who is this lady? Right? Because she's always been Wonder Woman. But in that moment, she was like, my kids can handle this side of vulnerability. Like, I need to share some stuff with them So they really know what what things are. And it was
not mom,
it was me. It brought us so like, and me and my mom, like I'm a mama's boy. I call it what it is, but it brought us so much closer together because it was a level of transparency that I had never experienced before.
Yeah. But let me tell you what that also does is it breaks the ability not to go all the way in, but it breaks the ability for the enemy to cause some of those things to be repeated in generations that will come.
Yeah.
I know for a fact I'm a better dad.
Yeah.
And y'all know I loved her when she came out. Yeah. I'm a better dad because of that conversation that my mother had with me.
But that's the part we don't understand. We say that phrase cliche, a family that prays together, stays together.
Exposure.
But you need to be able, honestly, I feel like every family needs someone who is willing to be honest, but who also can truly get into the spirit and be able to identify and pinpoint, because it does. Communication breaks the ability for the enemy to cause those things in the family. I totally believe that. And I'm gonna tell you how I know that, because that is what allowed me and my father to get closer. Honestly.
And I truly believe that was what my mother was. She was the catalyst in that. Like a lot of the things that she experienced, we didn't have to experience. She had to grow up early. She raised my uncle. Like, so I truly believe that she was that person that broke that within our family, because a lot that she had to experience, we never knew. Like, I can remember somebody saying, somebody made a post about struggle meals. And I was like, Mom, what was our struggle meal? She was like, y'all didn't have one.
Wow.
Where's she at?
She was like, y'all didn't have one. And it hit
that was
me.
A good one.
She was like, if y'all ate it, that's because you wanted it, not because we didn't have, or I didn't have. If I didn't have it, I made sure that y'all did. And it didn't hit me until then. Like, I ate oodles and noodles because I wanted it, not because it was a necessity.
Right. Oh, I'm with you totally on that. I totally agree 100%. I think that there's a lot of conversations that need to happen that will change some of that friction that is there. You want to read April's comment?
Yeah. April, this was amazing. She said, I'm at one point in my life, I searched high and low for my father, but to no avail. So I stopped searching for him. One day out of nowhere, I came home to an email from him. We are in touch with each other, but have yet to see each other. I am 53 and he hasn't seen me since I was 3. This is 50 years we're talking about right now. We're planning to see each other soon. I'll keep you posted. That right
April,
there,
that's a whole city member too. That's a whole city member.
Yo, that is an amazing.
Shout out April.
50 years? Yeah. That's an amazing story right there.
April, shout out to her. She's an amazing mother as well. She has two amazing sons. And that level of transparency, we honor that here, because that is powerful. Same thing with me and my father, and April knows my father as well. We went through that season, but I think a lot of it too is a breaking of pride.
Yeah.
There's a lot of family disconnection and tension because no one wants to just break down that pride and say, hey, listen, we need to talk.
Everybody want to protect themselves.
Yeah. Okay, you want to read some more comments?
Yeah, Jocelyn had a good one. She said, where is it for me? Let me see.
Got a lot of you guys in here. I see it.
A lot of comments.
Here we go, right here.
Yeah, she said, for me, it's one thing to be heartbroken because of absent father, but to have a reconnection and he's still absent.
Yeah.
I'm done with the heartbreak and constant disappointment. I stopped trying and no longer have a desire to have a relationship with him. That's tough.
Yeah. But here's the thing I want to say to you. And I feel like this, I was going to say it at the end, but I want to say this even to you, Jocelyn. I feel like I'm on TBN right now, the way I'm pointing.
Yeah.
But I do want to say this to you because I think that there's some of you on here who, whether it's a parent who is deceased or someone you don't have any connection with, or you've stopped trying. Let me tell you this. Because you've stopped trying does not mean you have to live in that place of brokenness either.
Yeah, you don't.
Let me tell you, if you learn how to really get into the spirit, God will heal you without the assistance of that person. Oh, I'm sorry. That's true.
Y'all seen the voice change?
That got me. I'm serious, because there's a lot of people who you will never have that opportunity face to face, but it also doesn't mean that you have to live in a broken place. There's some things that you may not have gotten questions answered from that relative or from that person, or got that apology. But I'm telling you, if you really get in the spirit, you'll be healed from those things.
Yeah, because you still have a right to live, right? So a lot of times when people,
I have to heal for me.
people don't now, there's a difference in, the ability to have a conversation and not having it.
Yeah.
And then, the inability to have a conversation. So if your desire is to have it and you can't, then at some point you have to be able to say, okay, well, I got to go to the next phase of my life.
Because you have to release that obligation from them.
I have to go to the next phase of my life.
Yeah, you have to release that obligation if they don't have the capacity to meet you there, because then you'll find yourself stuck, always waiting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Spring, we want to celebrate you tonight. We're going to actually, if you guys don't mind, I want to take this like an extra 5 minutes, because we got a lot of great comments in here, and we want to celebrate your transparency tonight. So we want to get through some of them. Spring, we celebrate you tonight for sharing. She said, wow, I get jealous of guys I date that have a good relationship with their daughter father because I didn't have my dad. I just admitted this right now. Thank
Wow.
you. So we applaud you tonight for sharing that.
That's growth right there.
Yeah,
and now
certainly.
she can get past that and not live
And
in
I can
that
begin to grow
because
beyond it.
right, because she's verbalized it, right? So I think the biggest part is being able to say, hey, what is the thing that's hindering me?
Yeah.
Like what is this thing that has a stronghold over me?
Yeah.
Like what is real? And I had to realize I had a lot of hatred, I had a lot of anger, I had a lot of frustration. And when I was able to let those phases of my life go, it made it better for me.
And that's
Yeah.
why they always say that forgiveness is not for the other person,
Yeah.
it's for you, because some people will literally be living their life after all that they inflicted on you, and you find yourself stuck because you're still in that place,
I'll
right?
never forget. Oprah shared that story. I don't know why I keep bringing up Oprah, but I like Oprah. Oprah shared a story that she was mad at somebody and she was holding this grudge, being angry at them.
Did she say who it was?
No, she didn't. Okay. But she said one day she was driving to Starbucks and she was getting ready to get out of her car, angry, upset. And she looked over and literally saw the person and they were enjoying themselves, laughing. And she realized in that moment, I'm the only one angry. So what is the point?
Yeah.
It becomes toxic for you. Amazing comments in here. I see Kyle celebrating April. He said, April, that's amazing. Even at your age, you're still reaching out for a relationship with your dad. That's honorable, extremely honorable.
honorable.
So we celebrate that. Stephanie Guy said, same. My mother was the only parent who came when we gave our speeches for class president. You want to read Sabrina Johnson?
Yeah, she said, even though my oldest kid's father was not there, God blessed them with a father, dad, to show them that fatherly love and support that they needed. And I played both roles for years, but so I thank God for being able to play two parts. And Sam is an amazing person. Have you ever met Sabrina's husband, Sam?
Yeah.
When I say he is an amazing person, he's like the secret squirrel. Like,
and you even talk about experiences with that too. Like with that. Like,
when I know for a fact, when I got to Bishop Walker, I was done. I was done with church. I was done with life.
Wow.
I was done with it all. And our stories were so parallel, it was scary. And so I was able to look at someone, because sometimes when we go through life, we feel like we're the only ones that deal with that, right? Yeah. So we keep a lot of stuff inside of us because it's like, well, ain't nobody dealing with that. You know, look at them, they laugh. Ain't nobody dealing with what I'm dealing with. Yep. And when I sat down and talked to him, it was the first time I had peace of mind, like, oh, I'm not the only one that dealt with this. And
there's somewhere beyond it.
Yeah. And I think when we talk about even dealing with it, healing is a choice.
It is a choice.
So you have to make a choice to want to be healed from it and to create a new narrative, and then take the examples of what you saw or didn't see and make better choices going forward. You want to read some more comments?
Yeah, Tim said the chase to fill that void can leave you vulnerable and easily manipulated and taken advantage of. It is so dangerous to be driven by voids. Yo, that is a fact.
Certainly.
That is, and I think me and you had this level of transparency a few weeks ago where we were sharing. I was just sharing with you some ways that I felt, and I didn't even realize, you know what I mean? I didn't even realize it. And you will, like, you'll be chasing the applause that you'll just take anything somebody give you.
Sir, oh wow,
that was powerful.
Yep.
Wow. I said something right there.
You said so,
I want every one of you on this.
No, you really did say something
about
right
that the other day.
That was.
I'm telling you, like
you will
chase
we're being
the claps.
affirmed.
Yeah, you'll chase the claps.
Yep.
And it'll have you so manipulated and so controlled, you won't even know, because all you looking for is somebody to say, job well done.
But that's why we'll settle for subpar relationships, subpar connections, because we'll take anything that resembles, when you haven't had that attention, you'll settle for everything. That's why it's important even for parents to love on your children and love on them so that they understand the level of honor that they need to receive from other people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's keep on going. I think we got some great comments. So I want to, which one you want to read?
Stephanie said,
let's go to the top.
Let me see. My mom's husband is phenomenal. My pops is everything. He loved me like I was from day one. And see that there are a lot of bonus moms. Like, shout out to the bonus moms, bonus dads out here. Yeah. There are some bonus parents out here. They really
pick up the slack.
Like, when I say treat these kids like they are their own children, that is a blessing and that is an honor. So shout out to every bonus mom and dad out there.
We have a friend like that who really took on somebody else's child.
She did.
To the point
and she's raising her.
Yeah,
she's doing an amazing job.
Her mother passed away and she has her like full custody and she has literally been around that child
Yeah.
since she was a baby.
But that's like even Eva on Housewives, she talks about all the time how her husband now has pretty much adopted her daughter,
And they changed her daughter's last
changed
name.
the last
Dope.
name and
Yep.
everything.
That's dope.
April, because we're
Let's see.
enjoying your story
She
this
said,
evening.
I forgot to add that when me and my father do talk, our conversations are beautiful. Our conversations are full of love and laughter. At the end of every conversation, we always tell each other, I love you. That's amazing.
We love it. We
That's
love it.
amazing.
We love it. We love it.
That's
It's
amazing.
discussions from the den, guys.
Yep.
We are here every
Monday.
9 p.m.
I think this conversation was necessary. There's
Part
no
two.
way that we could really. Yeah, we got to do a
Next
part
Yeah,
two.
we got to do
We
it.
got to
Part
do
two.
a part two, and maybe we'll find some
Yeah.
guests who can come on and
Let's
share
bring some
their
people
story.
on next week.
Definitely.
Let's bring some people on.
Definitely. If you got a story that you want to share with us in regards to navigating family friction and all of that,
Yeah.
we're definitely going to do that.
Yeah.
I think we should have
Let's
some
do
people on.
Let's
What
do
do you
it.
guys think about tonight?
I thought it was really dope. I love, and the comments have been going, and the level of transparency is what I'm really getting out of this segment itself.
Yeah.
People are really full in with this conversation. So guys, again, continue to engage yourself in these conversations, but also let us know what other topics you want us
Yep.
to hit so that we can begin planning that for the rest of our episodes within season 1.
Yep. It's discussions from the den, guys. We're glad you're with us. Don't forget to join us again Monday night. We got some special announcements and things that are coming up very, very soon that
Yeah.
we're going to be sharing with you. What am I missing? What am I missing?
That camera's off.
Oh, yeah. Where we at? Oh, this one.
That
This one. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Side
Thank you.
view.
But let me tell you, that's God. I'm telling you, because we got to have a praise moment. This is one of the first nights that we've done a second view.
It is.
And if we didn't
That
have that
is
second
God.
view,
it saved us.
Oh,
I need-
Shabba.
I need a praise break track on here.
Do the tongues again. The tongues.
What kind of tongues you want? I got worship set of tongues. I got apostolic
I'm
tongues.
gonna have
Give me
Gabe.
apostolic.
I'm gonna have Gabe make us a
Give me
shout
We
track
need it.
please.
so we can add it to the book.
Stop playing around, I'm serious, because
You're going.
I feel a little weight on it. I felt a
About
little
to
weight
flip
on
that
it.
microphone.
I did. Can't play around too much with that. We're out of here, guys. We hope you enjoyed tonight. Don't forget to join us every. Jesus Christ! Don't forget to join us.
Every
Monday.
Monday.
At 9.
Yo, we out of here. We see y'all next
See
week.
y'all.
Peace.
Peace.